Welcome, this is Brian with ABE 205 VBA programming. This is the video to my program that I made. It determines muzzle velocity. Works a lot with this equation right here. Deals with the muzzle energy calculated at a distance out, the length of the barrel, and any additions to the barrel that may hinder or suppress the fire. What we're looking at looks like a pretty blank worksheet right now. It's just got a little box that's going to print out the selections we make in the user form, and this table will print out the selections we did not make in the user form. User form is pretty user friendly. Just fill in a couple little details and it will calculate your muzzle velocity. Put in your name for courteous reasons. Let's go with the crossbow. Crossbow has like a 9-inch barrel. Sure. And crossbow can't shoot any of these. 12-inch pike. Now, a crossbow doesn't really have hollow points or ballistic tips, so let's just select the default, the full metal jacket. It's what the rest of these are juxtaposed to, calculated in relative. These are the additions that can be added. A silencer and an extension will decrease your muzzle velocity because the longer the barrel, the more energy, the farther it goes. Longer barrel, straighter trajectory, less energy lost on turbulent flow. But bayonets and scopes add weight, which also plays a factor in the muzzle velocity due to the recoil of the weapon. But we haven't much to worry about with a crossbow. Graphs, let's leave that at a no. Deal with that sometime later. And you can see a table has already populated off to the side. But here we have a pop-up. Tells us our weapon, our munitions, and the length of the barrel, all of which are crucial factors in determining muzzle velocity and energy expenditure. Crossbows are cool. Thank you, yes they are. It gives you a readout of your ammunition, your additions, your modifications, and then it gives you the velocity at 100 yards, feet if it was a pistol, and the velocity coming out of the muzzle. Crossbows, as expected, don't hold much momentum. Let's go with a handgun. One of my personal favorites, 357. It's hollow point. Let's get a silencer. Let's check out these graphs aforementioned. Here it gives you another readout. A barrel of 9 inches, a big gun. Yes, indeed. Hollow point, silencer, scope, and the muzzle velocity greater than the velocity at distance traveled. In real life, though, my 357 has a 6-inch barrel. What does that have? Oh, it's no longer a big gun. It's just right. Let's check out these graphs that I just printed out. Oh, over here we have pretty much the readout of that pop-up that was just given. This graph reads the velocity for the muzzle and the velocity for the distance traveled at 100 yards or 100 feet, depending on the weapon. But yeah, the blue is the muzzle velocity, and the red is velocity distance traveled. As you'd expect, muzzle is greater than velocity distance traveled. Some like the 45 are pretty good at making a pretty solid round. It goes and it goes, and it doesn't lose much speed, doesn't lose much power. It's a solid pistol. That's why Colt's been manufacturing them for years and years. Took us through 2 world wars. But the joules, the energy being outputted, is a little bit different. It's mainly because you have this behemoth here. The 50 cal kinda overshadows all the rest. Makes everything over at this 3,000 mark look minuscule. But these aren't made to kill elephants, so you'd expect as much. And if you look over to the table, what's going on over here is it has a printout of all the different munitions, their muzzle energy, 100 yards, muzzle velocity, velocity at 100 yards. Right? It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Let's click over to sheet 2. This one's a bit more drab. This table populates the table on the first page, but on this page we have the option of adding our own weapon, as we did on the user form that I did not utilize. Let's click this. Would you like to add a weapon? Yeah, let's do it. Oh, what's my weapon called? The Heartbreak. Because I'm cool like that. Chess. And then it will actually foretell what the muzzle energy, muzzle velocity of the Heartbreak will be. It's good programming. It's good programming. Here, the macro, you have a show, unload, couple cancels, and accept and save. The initialization under the all-important muzzle velocity equation. You have initialization. This is what prints out on the data in the table on the sheet 1. Takes it from sheet 2 right over here. If we go back to sheet 1, you'll see that the Heartbreak has promptly been added. Quite amazing. It's, you know, it's on the wrist with the programs. And then we get into the data. This is my Boolean. This is a lot of printing information from one place to another, reallocating data as another sort of data. Like if you check the box, then it's going to print out the checkbox and what you checked in the box. This is, well, this is the lines that it will read. It prints out. I have a select case. It determines muzzle energy and distance energy for the munitions type, such as the 30-06 and the crossbows, whatnot. And then we get into more in depth. Load some user form 3s. Check off a little line action. Oh, bring that back as a string because it was probably an integer. This is the entire data box. If I can bring it back. Data box. This is my message box. This is what prints in the white line. This is what pops up in your face. As does that. And this is for some of the graphs. It's to hide, not hide. And the equation. And auto-fit columns. Because what could be more important than auto-fitting your columns? Alright, this was my presentation. This was my hard work. I hope you enjoyed it, because I know I did. I had fun. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.